back and forth between our islands. Suffocating, don't know who to call. So without the mask until our eyelids show close. Can't stop taking more and more desires, feeling tired. Tearing up our perspective around. Picking up the pieces of what we once called home. So long now, I can feel the falling down right. Water rising up so high, trying to save us from ourselves now. Watching our temple fall to the ground, we see as the walls come down. Crack the foundations, fought by our greed, crushed as it burns, can't breathe, can't see. Slipping, and now we're slipping. Get the feeling like we're going under, tripping like a drum. We're sitting watching brothers braces, walking for us, fires burning in the dark places. You know she's gonna find out. She's on the roof, overblowing, calm down. We've been busy, fucking busy.
Hello, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Easy Minds, episode 14 of the best box mining server currently on Minecraft. And in today's video, yes, you saw the title correctly, I'm going to be discussing how I managed to 100% this summer event in 7 days.
In terms of results, Mick, 1 win in 17. It can't go on like this, can it?
It can.
A couple of housekeeping items before we start. Number 1, like, subscribe, share this video now. What the hell are you doing? Number 2, I will be streaming Dino event. Get excited for that. Number 3, I didn't technically 100% the event. There are 2 items that I am missing. The Mosh Pit Pickaxe and the Mosh Pit Axe. The only way to get those was by killing the Mosh Pit Master boss. He drops a disc and you trade. Sounds simple? Wrong. Only 15 of those discs exists in the entire server. So everyone who decided to trade for them is not willing to give it to me. But you could, like, if anyone has it, like, if you're willing to, like, give it to me, please, for the content. But realistically, it's not going to happen. Next thing to note is I didn't technically do it within 7 days. I did 99% of the grinding within those 7 days when I realized, oh shit, this event's about to end. But in reality, like, I did 2 days worth of grinding at the start of the event when it was fresh and I liked it a lot. And yeah, that was pretty much it. One more thing to note is that I didn't record any of the grinding. Sadly, I was way too focused on trying to 100% rather than actually, recording the videos. So forgive me about that. I will try my best to make up for it. So, without further ado, let's start off with day 1. Day 1, I decided to get my bearings straight. What will I need in order to complete the summer event in its entirety, both in terms of the ingredients I need and the actual stuff I need. So, here's what I discovered. In order to 100% the event, I needed the full legendary treasure armor set, the treasure talisman, the Helios wand, all secrets found around the map, beach armor and the beach suffix by getting all 100 beach balls scavenged around the island, Helios sword and Helios armor at max tier, and finally the holy grail, the Helios speed talisman, which gives 75% speed. Holy shit. There was a lot to go over, especially with the ingredients for some of the items. Like, I'll just show you just the Helios talisman requirements right now. So it's safe to say that was a bit of a grind. And here's everything else I needed to complete every single thing.
Oh no! Oh no!
It was a lot to take in, but firstly, I decided to go with the Legendary Treasure Armor due to the fact that it had multiple benefits. First things first, it had speed. 5% for each armor piece, it was amazing. But the more important stat, the one that would help me throughout the entire rest of the grind, was Treasure Luck. 5 per piece, along with the wand. Actually, it wasn't the wand, it was the Treasure Shovel. If you get the Treasure Shovel and all legendary armor pieces, you get the best chance of other drops in the summer event, ranging from anywhere from blood to keys to sand to legendary treasure and many other things that are beneficial both out and inside of the event. So I decided to do that. And very early on, I realized it was going to be a long grind. And since I didn't need a very big quantity of sand, at least that early on, I decided to use the Marziquin Talisman, which gives 50% speed and makes the mining a lot faster. Sure, I'm not getting as much sand, but I didn't really care at that point in time. I started this grind at 11 a.m. I finished at 7 p.m. Obviously, I got some other stuff that contributed to the other progressions, like for example, I got a lot of Helios for the Speed Talisman, the Sword and Armor, but the main point was I had to get Helios for the Treasure Armor as well as the Legendary Treasures. Luckily, I had a lot of money, blood, tokens, and OP tokens that I can use to trade for that. So, after a lot of trades, a lot of mining, and non-stop grinding, listening to the same song over and over as you heard of in the intro, I had finally completed the Legendary Treasure Armor, and I was one step closer to my goal of the Speed Talisman, which leads us into day 2. Day 2, I decided to go for the Treasure Talisman ingredients on screen, and the reason I wanted it so bad is because worst case scenario, I don't want 100% the event. This is the best item outside of the event. It gives plus 20 fortune, and the other stats are pretty good, but mainly the plus 20 fortune is a big help, especially with my gear at the moment. And here is where I got my biggest help from. I decided to recruit the help of Voidy Killer. A very close friend of mine. He helped me with the sand grinding and the turtle killing in order to help me actually feasibly get everything I needed for this event. I don't know why he did it. Maybe it's because he's unemployed. I'm joking, I'm taking the piss out of him. But he's very dedicated. Thank you very much for this help. So while he was killing turtles, I told him the required amount. I continued to mine sand, see if I got lucky enough for even more treasures, including legendary, and seeing if I can get the required amount. I needed 12 in order to get the Treasure Talisman, but I needed a little bit extra just in case I needed them for the upcoming secrets. We will discuss that later on day 4. We started this grind at 12 p.m. and then we finished it at 6 p.m. It was actually a pretty quick grind, albeit I did do a lot of trades in order to speed up the progress, otherwise I would have no chance of completing it. So, after a long grind, I finally got the Treasure Talisman. And in the background, while I was mining all of this sand, I did some calculations on the Helios per day ratio in order to figure out how much will I need per day in order to 100% the event. Because Helios was the main missing ingredient I needed. Turtle poop, sun shards, all of those were extremely grindable, especially with the later items that I would use. Like Helios was the hardest by far. The only way to get them was either by the crates with a 50% chance. The way to get those is by pure chance from mining sand, killing the boss, the Helios boss, or exchanging shells, epic treasures, or whatever else along with sand in order to get them. But regardless, we finished the Treasure Talisman on day 2, and that leads into day 3. Day 3 is when I decided to go for the Helios Talisman. The Helios Talisman was essential for this event. It allows me to kill all summer enemies with ease. I borrowed a mitt a while back just to test it, and it is amazing. You just hold right click and everything just disintegrates. Outside of the event, I haven't tested it thoroughly yet, but I reckon it's good quality. But just for the time being, for that event, it was amazing. Here are the ingredients that I needed, and safe to say it was a lot. However, due to the previous 2 days of grinding, along with this days of grinding, as well as Void the Killer helping me, as well as Pikachu as I asked for their help, it didn't seem all that bad. I was already halfway between the 2 previous days, so if I got enough people to train me Helios or compressed seashells, then I could eventually get the 1. I started at 11 AM and finished at 3 AM. It wasn't all in one go, but it was not pretty. I was gone after that. In order to meet Helios quota, I needed 7 each day, and it was absolutely ridiculous. However, after that long grind, some hours ago, just listening to the same song over and over into the intro, hours upon hours of mining sand, it's so monotone, it was so boring, but it had to be done. And then eventually, I got the 1. I had gotten all the super compressed seashells and all of the Helios needed. But there was one thing lingering in the back of my mind. It wasn't enough. Sure, I was getting a lot of Helios, but at the rate at which I was using my ingredients, all the money, all the tokens, all the OP tokens, all the blood, it wouldn't be enough.
So we don't have the capacity.
No matter how hard I try, unless people are willing to work for me for free like Void Killer is doing, I wouldn't be able to get all the Helios required. I wouldn't be able to 100% the event. I could get 99% of the way there, but the main part that I wanted, the Helios talisman, I wouldn't be able to get. Was it all over? Was all of this for nothing? Did I leave it a bit too late? Yes, I did. Until a notification came through the Discord. 2 quality of life changes that resurrected my chances of being able to get the Helios talisman. First one, there is now a new mosh pit master or a mosh pit boss. At spawn, if you walk straight, there's a big open area. There is now a boss that spawns, and he spawns in littler mobs. So for example, every time he gets to like 1/8 of his health, he spawns a crap ton of crabs, a crap ton of turtles, a crap ton of sunlords. But there's a very, very small chance that the Mosh Pit Master drops Helios. And each Helios gives you 2 Helios in the Summer World, and potentially even more if you manage to kill them. And it still gives you 2 extra Helios if you kill the Mosh Pit Master itself. But along with that, the bigger change, every single legendary and below drop, every single treasure drop that you can get has been halved. Rare treasures? 1 in 2,000 chance? Wrong. It's now less than a 1 in 1,000 chance. All treasure drops are 2 times as common. It's unbelievable. Later on, they did change it so that way legendary treasures are back to 1 in 13,000 as opposed to 1 in 6,000, but still, amazing change. This made it so that a lot of the Sunlord grinding that I was willing to do became a lot easier due to the fact that I was grinding the Mosh Pit Master, as well as the fact that Helios all of a sudden became stupendously cheap. It was like, before it was like 1 compressed token to get 1 Helios. But now you could get 4 Helios for 1 compressed token. It was such a big change. Not to mention the money of it. People were willing to give 300,000 coins for 2 Helios or 1 Helios. And since I was running out of funds quickly, that gave me a new sense of hope that maybe I can get it done. And so that led us on to day 4. Day 4 was just more of the same grinding. Due to the fact of the brand new update, I just mined sand to infinity and beyond. any legendary treasure, immediately convert it into Helios since I had no longer any use for it. Anything else will help benefit me for any of the rest of the stuff that is to come, which is the sword, armor, and speed talisman. However, while my mate Voided Killer was doing that and I was helping him with the sand grinding, I thought might as well and knock out the secrets, because I need to make sure that I don't need 2 extra legendary treasures for the remaining secrets. Otherwise, that would be stupendously dumb that I kept quick selling the legendary treasures. So I had 4 at the time. I already knew 2 of the previous locations and I already had their requirements. I just needed to trade it, and the other 2 I had no idea. Thanks to the help of Theodore Starve and one other person I completely forgot the name of, my bad, I managed to get all secrets. But majority of the time it was sand grinding, and I thought I can finally do it. But something changed on day 5. Day 5, it was beach armor. I wanted to complete the scavenger hunt. Not having that in the back of my mind would be such a big change, because while mining sand, I would always see that beach ball and it would always be in the back of my head being like, you haven't got them all. And if you even get this speed talisman, you'd eventually forget me. So while my mate Voided Killer mined sand, as well as Pikachu as a bunch of many others, along with a lot of trades, I decided to get the beach armor. And around at 97, 98, I reckon, beach armor progression, I got a text in the Minecraft. You should check this out. Zeltat TP'd me to the cat. Or someone, I forgot the name. But someone TP'd me to the cat that trades the Helios talisman. And my worst fears have been realized. Due to the fact that Helios is a lot more common, the cats changed the recipe to account for the fact of the new influx of Helios at the much cheaper price. It was no longer 16 compressed Helios and 16 compressed Sun Shards to get the talisman. It was now 32 compressed Helios and 32 compressed Sun Shards. The quantity doubled. And I made a joke before that, like the day before, about, oh yeah, what if I get 2 of them? And now I essentially needed to get 2 Helios talismans, 2 of the old ones in order to get the new one. Because the recipe doubled. Why did it double? It was stupid. And since it was day 5, at the rate I was at, I needed to get 12 compressed, no, scratch that. I made a mistake in my calculations. It was 16 compressed. 16 compressed Helios, just to be able to get it. Luckily I had some Helios on standby, so it ended up being 12 compressed tokens every day. But that was basically double what I was doing. I was doing 7 before, but now I have to do 12. And Helios didn't get that much easier to grind. Like, it was a lot easier, but not that big of difference to quantify that. But regardless, I completed the beach armor set and continue to grind sand over and over again. This is when I just kept repeating that same intro song over and over in my mind. This is when the big grind started. This is when I went from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. grinding consistently over the last 3 days. I am not mentally sane after this video. Send help. But once I got that beach armor done and the quota at 3 a.m. to get the Helios, I went to sleep. And so begins day 6. Day 6 was more of the same. Copious amounts of sand grinding and Helios grinding and legendary treasure grinding. Anything that could vaguely resemble any amount of Helios that can help me in my progression. Voided Killer working around the clock to help me. So was I. So was Pikachu. So was a bunch of others. I kept trading with MC Ninja. That's definitely not his name, I'm paraphrasing. I kept trading with MC Ninja and a bunch of others in order to get the Helios required. I was running out of money. I started off with nearly $250 million. I was now at 50 million. And then it was 30 million. My tokens went from 2 super compressed to now 40 compressed. Blood. The blood was fine for the time being, and so was OP tokens, but I was losing a lot of the essential, mind you, stuff that people wanted. Like, a lot of people want tokens, not a lot of people want blood. But I just kept grinding. And since I did 3 a.m. grinds in a row starting at 11 a.m., I managed to get all of the sun shards and... sorry, not the sun shards. I managed to get all of the Helios needed. I thought I was done. I started celebrating. I thought I had finally done it. And then I got the armor for Helios maxed out. The sword was already maxed during day 5 or day 2. I can't remember exactly. But long story short, during either the Total Grind or the Mosh Pit Master Grind, my friend Voided Killer maxed out the sword. That way he could kill them faster. I let him borrow my wand from time to time, but mainly I was using it to fight off Sun Lords. And so, I got the armor and the sword maxed, and here we go. I can finally grind Sun Shards, and oh, not quite. I miscalculated again. While I had thought the correct amount of 36 compressed Helios, I needed 2 compressed more.
Oh my god! Oh jeez! Oh my god! Oh jeez! Somebody help me!
I couldn't be asked grinding for that day. And so we move on to day 7. Day 7 isn't really day 7. It was more 7 hours maximum. I had basically a short amount of time in order to complete the event, in order to get everything I needed for the Helios Talisman. Event was ending at Saturday at 11:30 p.m. I had stuff to do all day that day, except early on. All I needed was 2 compressed Helios and maybe 4 compressed Sun Shards at the time. Finally, I was close. I bought 1 compressed Helios from the auction house, and I had a lot of Helios excess. I was down to 10, 9, 8, 7. Getting closer and closer. It was almost there until I got lucky enough. For a legendary treasure drop, I needed 1 more Helios, and some kind soul gave it to me. I had gotten every single piece of Helios needed to complete the event. I had done it. There was now only the Sun Shards. But this was basically the marathon. I had finally finished the marathon. I had crossed the finish line. And now was the victory lap. Sun Shard grinding was stupendously easy to do, considering the fact that Void Killer also transitioned to that once I'd finally gotten the sword and armor. And here was my live reaction to finally getting the talisman. Forgive me if it's not high quality or not loud enough. It was 1 a.m.
Two more kills. Last kill. Finally, after 1 week. Oh my god. That's it. Let's fucking go. Let's go. I can't scream. Oh my god. Get in! Yes! Yes! Get in! Holy shit! Yes! Come on! Come on! Get in! Let's fucking go! Summer is done after a week of grinding. Non-stop listening to the same 100%ed. I have done it. I have 100%ed the summer event. Let's go. We wear this. Come on. Yes. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get in. Let's go. Oh, it looks so good. Okay, normal speed. Also, if I sound weird, I'm whispering. It's 12:30 in the morning. It's 12 a.m. Okay, so this is normal. So this is my normal range. Okay, so this is best loadout without the Helios talisman working, because I have to put it in my offhand. Okay, pretty fast, I would say, very fast.
I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am. I'm fast as fuck, boy. I'm fast as fuck, boy. Still fast as fuck, boy. Come get some.
And there we go. That is how I 100%ed the summer event in 7 days. Whew. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. And for better things to come for the new Jurassic event. So, as always, like, subscribe, share this with your nan, and let me know if these types of videos are more your style, or if you like to see the memes every other 2 nanoseconds. But as always, maybe, if I'm alive.